Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Tori. Today is Friday, October 7th, 2022. And we begin with Major League Baseball supersizing its postseason. New rules have 12 teams qualifying for the playoffs this year, up from the usual 10. And more teams means more baseball. Gone is the do-or-die wildcard game. Now there will be best-of-3 wildcard rounds, which translates into 4 games on the schedule today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Baseball fans will also be keeping a close eye on both of this season's home run kings as Aaron Judge and Albert Pujols take the field for the playoffs with their respective teams, the New York Yankees and the St. Louis Cardinals. And what may be the biggest storyline in the postseason? How far will the Los Angeles Dodgers go after finishing the regular season with 111 wins, the most ever for a National League team since the Cubs in 1906? Supersized is also a super way to describe the biggest, baddest Halloween decoration in town. Skelly is the affectionate nickname given to Home Depot's giant 12-foot skeleton with light-up eyes. The super spooky statement piece became an immediate social media sensation when it debuted back in July of 2020, and it's been a runaway favorite ever since. So much so, if you've dilly-dallied about getting one this year, you're probably already too late. Skelly is the brainchild of the retailer's holiday decoration team, who found inspiration by going to haunted houses and watching classic monster movies. Skelly's $300 price tag doesn't seem to scare shoppers away. The larger-than-life-size box of bones sells out each year, well in advance of the annual October holiday. The age-old question, is it still good, may be closer to getting an answer, or at least some clearer guidelines. A new report by the Associated Press highlights the massive amount of food that gets tossed each year because its best before date has passed. In the U.S. alone, that translates to 4 million tons, according to one New York nonprofit studying food waste. There are currently no federal laws governing this process, other than a use-by date on infant formula. However, the European Union is currently working on revamping food labels across the board, and there's a bipartisan push in Congress to do the same. In the meantime, the FDA suggests eyeballing food for unappetizing changes in color, consistency, or texture. Most dogs seem to love a scratch behind the ears. Now, a new study supports the long-held theory that petting a dog is good for humans, too. The medical journal PLOS ONE measured the brain activity of 21 people, some who interacted with stuffed animals, while others cuddled up with living, breathing pups. Results from the experiment show a bigger increase in activity in the brain's frontal cortex, or a boost in cognitive and emotional activity for the participants who experience the real thing. The findings support past studies and come as no surprise to those who've long used animals to help with the physical and emotional rehabilitation of people. In other KidNuz notes, a massive log jam in the lower Mississippi has been unjammed after halting river traffic for 4 days in both directions. Dozens of barges and a cruise ship carrying 350 passengers were stranded while the U.S. Army Corps worked to free the grounded vessels and deepen the channel. A lack of rainfall is being blamed for at least 8 barges getting stuck in the mud in the last week alone, many of them carrying recently harvested crops. That's it for KidNuz. Now, our KidNuz quiz, generously sponsored by the Naj family of Westport, Connecticut, to shout out Ari and celebrate his big day today. Ari, Kayla, Misha, Mom and Dad love you and are very proud of the young man you're becoming. Kim and I and the entire KidNuz team are happy to be part of your special celebration and hope it's the best birthday ever. Now, today's quiz. How many games did the Los Angeles Dodgers win this season? 111, the most by a National League team in more than a century. Approximately how much food is wasted annually in the U.S.? 4 million tons. What's behind the recent groundings of barges in the Mississippi River? A lack of rainfall. What's the nickname for Home Depot's popular 12-foot-tall Halloween skeleton? Skelly. In our KidNuz Kicker, remember we told you about NASA's recent mission to intentionally smash a spacecraft into an asteroid? Well, it will still take weeks, at least, to determine if DART, its double asteroid redirection test to knock Dimorphos off its orbital course, was a success. There's new photographic evidence of the impact's aftermath. An image taken 2 days after the crash shows the asteroid sporting a comet-like tail of glowing debris over 6,000 miles long. You can see this image, along with others from the mission, on NASA's website. We'll post a link on our resources page. Thanks again to the Naj family of Westport, Connecticut for sponsoring today's quiz. A big KidNuz happy birthday to Ari, and a shout out to all his friends at Kings Highway Elementary. We also want to celebrate our KidNuz teachers, starting with Miss McLean's Lions at Parkside Elementary in Powell, Wyoming. Mrs. Lysing at Christ the King Catholic School in Indianapolis, Indiana. To California for Ms. Morellis' Wildcats at Cesar E. Chavez Elementary in Parlier, Ms. Schoenig's Lynx at Lynn Haven Elementary in Campbell, and Mrs. Stone at Laurel Upper Campus in Atherton. Thanks for listening. Look for our weekly word search in your emails, and our Week in Review quiz is up on our website, kidnuz.org. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here for more KidNuz Monday morning.